Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rick Party, and I am honored and proud to have served these fine students as the principal of FDR High School. Welcome to the Franklin Delano Roosevelt High School commencement exercises for the class of 2020. Please rise and welcome to the microphone Jeremy Dickinson for the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Outstanding job, Jeremy. That is one of the many reasons that I am honored and proud to be here. We are so fortunate to have such a fine music program here at FDR. Please join me in giving a round of applause also to our outstanding FDR Instrumental Ensemble under the direction of Maestro Mr. Osborne for their rendition of Pomp and Circumstance. Thank you, Mr. Osborne. Thank you, FDR Instrumental Ensemble. As many of you know, we were recognized for the 4th year in a row as one of the finest music communities in the United States. I would like to acknowledge at this time those members that lead our district. And if you could, please hold your applause until the end. Members of the Board of Education, President Mr. Danielson, Vice President Mrs. Beery. Allow me to note at this moment the following board member has been a mainstay and a distinguished leader in this district for a number of years and has greatly made a huge impact with all of his service. And we greatly appreciate that service. Mr. Douglas Heater, thank you for all you've done, Mr. Heater. Mr. Sheldon, Mr. Spence, Mr. Tomek, Mr. Zagorski, and our exemplary student board member, Ms. Rachel Perry. Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Rychek, and our Deputy Superintendent and future Superintendent, Ms. Aviva Kafka. Our Business Manager, Ms. Linda Steinberg. An individual that worked exceedingly hard to assist our at-risk seniors and is a key factor in maintaining and increasing our graduation rate at FDR, Senior Class Assistant Principal, Mr. Daniel Cowan. Assistant Principal and next year's FDR Principal, Mr. Ruella. Our Senior Class Advisors, Ms. Miller and Ms. Burnett. Thank you for your unwavering support of our students. Please join me in giving them a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you very much. I will now introduce the class of 2020 class officers and students of distinction. I would like to ask them to stand and remain standing until they are all introduced. But it's hard to do that because you are, in a car. These excellent young people did an outstanding job leading the class and the student body as a whole. And again, if you would be kind enough to hold your applause until the end. Senior Class President, Jake London. Senior Class Vice President, Jack Morocco. Senior Class Secretary, Gabriella Boyd. Senior Class Treasurer, Dalia Ocampo Rendon. Senior Class PTSA Representative, Allie Ellis. Student member of the Board of Education and Student Government Executive Council Treasurer, Rachel Perry. Student Government Executive Council Secretary, Paige Kerr. Student Government Executive Council Activities Director, Dan Berger. And Student Government Executive Council President, Matthew Hoffman. Please give them a round of applause. Thank you for your service, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. I would now like to introduce the FDR Top 20. The academic accomplishments of these individuals is even more significant when one considers the depth of academic success of this entire class. Some 90 students in the class of 2020 achieved a 4-year average of 90 or better. 90 or better over 4 years. That's 33% of the class. That's an exceptional achievement. For these individuals to be in the top 20 is quite remarkable and a testament to their outstanding work ethic. I'll ask them to please stand until they are recognized, but as you know. Once again, please be kind enough to hold your applause until the end. Number 20, Zoe Naslow. Number 19, Daniel Berger. Number 18, Deloy Jesse Vo. Number 17, John Morocco. Number 16, Alexandra Ellis. Number 15, Natalie Calazo. Number 14, Mona Neshawat. Number 13, Rihanna Cave. Number 12, Megan Odell. Number 11, Allison Villalobos. Number 10, Kyle Mulkins. Number 9, Alexander Lopez. Number 8, Robert Reining. Number 7, Stephen Graulau, Jr. Number 6, Rachel Perry. Number 5, Jeremy Dickinson. Number 4, Nicholas Moffitt. Number 3, Lindsay Holland. And number 2, with an average of 100.37 for 4 years, our salutatorian, Matthew Sweet. And number 1, with an average of 100.43, our valedictorian, Juliet Pearson. Please give them a round of applause. Thank you very much. As a reminder, and to relieve some of the anxiety of getting your graduation photo, I want you to remember that tomorrow at FDR we will have a photographer taking pictures of the students receiving their diplomas, and they will be available free of charge on our website. I'd also, at this time, like to thank all the individuals that made this great event happen this beautiful evening. Mr. Sheldon and his building and grounds crew, Mr. Wirt, Chief Benson, and Sergeant Moore, and the entire staff of the Hyde Park Police Department, Park Superintendent Bullock, and Ranger Chief Lemko of the National Park Service, the FDR clerical staff, and particularly Miss Kathleen Kraft. I don't believe that we get to this point without the support and assistance of the Board of Education, Hyde Park Central School District Administration under Dr. Rychek, FDR's outstanding faculty and staff, and all of our elementary and middle schools for bringing these exceptional graduates through their past 13 years of education. I would now like our seniors to turn and face those around you and those that are with you. First, for you to see their faces. And secondly, I know for a fact that this day would not have come to fruition without the love and concern and interest of the parents and family members that helped to guide you to this very special day. We offer you a special thank you, parents and guardians. Graduates, please give your family members a round of applause. Well deserved, well deserved. Class of 2020, you entered FDR 4 years ago. You entered the building, you entered my life, and you entered my heart. And I will forever be thankful for that. We have a sign over the front door, and you walked under it every day when you came in. It says, the FDR tradition of excellence that begins and continues when you walk through those doors. I'm not sure how many people noticed the word you. It was in capital letters. We wanted you to start thinking about who you were. We wanted you to realize that you could be as special as you deserve to be. Maybe you noticed it. Maybe it was subliminal. Maybe it just happened on its own. But it happened. It most definitely happened. I believe you caused that to happen. You have seen the last 5 years of seniors raise the graduation rate significantly, and you have pushed it even further. You accepted challenges and built on them. You distinguished yourself at the state level, won sectional championships, multiple Mahal championships. People stood in awe of your artistic renderings. You set records. You won motorcycle championships. You performed concerts that brought people to their feet. You were recognized as outstanding musicians and vocalists. You cared about your community. You gave blood and raised money for the American Cancer Society, and you fought autism. You distinguished yourself at the Career and Technical Institute, and you were recognized nationally as scholars. You performed a drama that wowed its audiences. You were phenomenal in your musical. I know, I was there. And for those that saw it prior to the pandemic, they were greatly impressed, and they couldn't stop talking about it. You are sources of strength. You continue to distinguish yourselves at a level that other high schools came to see how we were doing it. Most importantly, you overcame adversity. Each of you in your own way. It wasn't easy, and it hurt. But you overcame it, and you are better for it. Please remember, everyone falls. How it happened isn't that important. What is important is how you get up, and you have gotten up incredibly well. You are the class of 2020. Yes, perfect vision. The class of the pandemic. This episode in history will define you and change the world. I believe it is fitting that you should graduate from the FDR High School. It wasn't easy for FDR. Polio, the Depression, the world's greatest conflict, World War II, encompassed his presidency. Similarly, the pandemic profoundly impacted your senior year. He achieved, and you achieved. You became a U.S. News and World Report top high school. You distinguished yourself, as I've said so many times. You have the right to proclaim, once a president, always a president. I know you model leadership, and I know this will be your defining moment. And as a result of you, based on your demonstrated history, the world will be better because of you and as a result of you. The world will be changed because of you. Change is a muscle, ladies and gentlemen, and like all muscles, it needs to be exercised. And you are the right people to do that. Each day I asked you to be great because I believed in your potential. And you each did so in your own way. And you excelled in a manner that this entire community can be extremely proud of you. You set an example for those that will follow you. You set a standard for those that will follow you. You can honestly say that you not only continued the FDR tradition of excellence, you furthered FDR. I know I can say that I am better for it. I can also tell you all here tonight that we as a community are better for it. As a Statsburg resident, as an FDR parent, as principal, and after 38 years in education, I can tell you we have been exceedingly fortunate to have had Dr. Greer Reichik as our superintendent. 38 years. That's a long time. Yes, I am old. The advantage to that is it has allowed me to witness and recognize greatness. I have been forever touched by the greatness of this senior class. And after 38 years, I have never encountered a greater superintendent. Our district has witnessed outstanding achievements as a result of her exemplary leadership and the commitment that comes from herself being, like you, an FDR president. She greatly cares about you as students and wants you to find the utmost happiness. I am sincerely grateful for all Dr. Reichik has done for the Hyde Park Central School District students and families. As a mentor, she has been peerless and guided me and this district in an unerring fashion. It is now my pleasure to welcome to the podium the outstanding educational leader of this fine district, someone that I greatly respect, the person that guides, cares deeply about all of us, our superintendent, Dr. Greer Reichik.
Good evening, graduates and families. My name is Greer Reichik, and it is an honor and a privilege to serve as your superintendent of schools. This ceremony is unique and extraordinary, as we are all well aware. My heart goes out to each of you today, and the class of 2020 will be forever imprinted in my recollections as the most outstanding high school graduation in the history of our district. Each of you has simultaneously had the opportunity to measure the depth of your boredom and the intricacies of your imagination. To be sure, you have certainly visited the outer limits of your patience with technology, but you did it, you made it work, and you are poised to cross your virtual graduation stage tonight. So bravo to each and every one of you. I'd like to give a special shout out and thank you to two seniors who have worked in partnership with the district and demonstrated exceptional service. Thank you to Rachel Perry, who served as a student member of the Board of Education for the 2019-2020 school year. Rachel's reports were comprehensive and thorough. She not only reported on FDR happenings, she also selected a specific school to highlight each month and celebrate. Next, I'd like to recognize Matthew Hoffman. Matthew served on the district leadership team for 3 full years. Matthew's perspective and input helped keep the adults focused and centered on student needs and student values. Thank you again to Rachel and Matthew. You have both made a positive and lasting impact. As you most likely know, this is my last graduation after 10 years as your superintendent. And this is Mr. Party's last year after 6 years as the most fantastic principal of FDR High School. So I'd like to spend a moment to recognize the contributions of FDR principal Rick Party. From the get-go, Mr. Party was driven and determined to make FDR a school of excellence. As you walk beside Mr. Party, you notice his drive and determination in his stride. He has a way of slightly leaning forward as he walks and is always focused on the mission to make FDR the best place possible for students to attend. Through this crisis, he virtually embraced the senior class. He lifted you up and guided you to the finish line, this most remarkable graduation. From the get-go, Mr. Party has been confident, courteous, respectful, intelligent, and has exhibited the highest level of personal and professional integrity. But most importantly, he was ready to take the metaphorical ball that is FDR High School. He ran with it with all of his energy, leadership, and focus. He scored the virtual touchdown that has made us all champions. Thank you, Mr. Party, for your extraordinary leadership. You will be forever remembered as someone who made an enormous difference in school culture, morale, and led us to outstanding improvements in student achievement. Thank you, Mr. Party. You made FDR great. I truly know that you were all hoping for a normal graduation, and I couldn't help but think about the lyrics to one song in particular from the Addams Family, the high school musical that was canceled one night before we closed on March 13th. And it goes like this. One normal night is a perilous trick. Normal is hard to attain. Children are crazy and parents are quick. Passions are hard to explain. But this is their moment and this is your chance. So if you don't want to remain, start singing of love. Love lets your spirits depart. So let the normalcy start. Well, this graduation was prepared with love, even though it was not quite normal. In closing, Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "It takes a good home and a good school to prepare young people for citizenship in a democracy." In these past few months, more than any other time in history, we relied on families to partner with us in teaching and learning. Thank you to all the families of our seniors. You are truly a group of unsung and unrecognized heroes. To the senior class, you are also heroes. Your isolation kept you safe, kept your family safe, and indeed kept our entire community safe. Greg Popovich, Coach Pop, said, "The measure of who we are is how we react when something doesn't go our way." Well, graduation certainly did not go the way you wanted, but in my estimation, the FDR class of 2020 reacted to this crisis with courage and bravery. I applaud you and will continue to appreciate you as the resilient and wonderful heroes you are. Stay safe, stay strong, and may your kindness have a positive impact on our ever-changing world. Congratulations.
Thank you once again, Dr. Rychek. That was all greatly appreciated. I'm honored. I would now like to welcome our salutatorian, Matthew Sweet, who along with his partner, Cameron Johnson, won the Congressional App Challenge. Please welcome Matthew Sweet to the podium for the salutatorian's address.
Class of 2020, we made it. I'd like to start by congratulating all of my fellow graduates and say, from the bottom of my heart, that I am truly proud of each and every one of you guys for pushing through these past 4 years and doing your best to make this school a better place than it already was. We killed it. Even through all of these challenges and obstacles as of recently, I believe that our class has embraced and internalized the statement Mr. Party says in the announcements every day: be great. As many of you know, I have not been in public school my entire life. I started at Regina Chaley, a private Catholic school, and I moved to Haviland in my 8th grade year because of their closing. There, I was friends with the same 8 people, not the same being friends with Ryan Taylor's a bad thing, and had the same 3 teachers for my entire middle school experience. I felt content there, but I knew that I was limited in the things I could do. When I heard that it was closing, I was a little devastated, but I knew that this switch would be a beneficial one for me. It was the first day of school. I walked on the bus, mind you, I knew no one there, and I met my first 2 friends that would be my best friends until this day, Colin and Jareth. I was extremely overwhelmed, but the bus drive with them made me feel very comfortable and excited for who I was going to meet next. The next person I met was Miss Gould, now known as Mrs. Posh, who took me into her class and even showed me that day how to use a locker. She became my mentor, and I vividly remember the fun times I had in her class and her passion for math that was contagious. I never realized how much I was missing out on by going to a private school. Haviland opened my horizons and made me a stronger and more academically inclined as an individual. The class of 2020 propelled me, and I don't think I could have been as successful and ambitious as I was without them by my side. Fast forward to scheduling day. When I went into Mrs. Boughton's office and saw the hefty course outline, I was like a kid in a candy store. I wanted to try every class that could possibly fit in my schedule. Especially coming from a school with no freedom and the monotony of the same clothes and classes each year, FDR was like an amusement park. You can go on any ride you wanted. I had the same outlook throughout my 4 years of high school, and even to this day, I wish I just took one more class. Anyways, my point is that FDR was a place full of opportunities, and if you didn't try to take each opportunity that came your way, then you truly missed out on the high school experience. As I'm sure all of us can agree, every day was not perfect, and there definitely were some days where the motivation to go in was just not there. However, there were those days where going in to collaborate with your peers and seeing your teachers and laughing with them made up for all the bad days that week. If you haven't taken all the opportunities that FDR has offered you, and I'm sure I haven't, then take this lesson in your future and make sure you can do whatever you can to ensure your success. Okay, the sentimental part of my speech is over. From the pool on the 3rd floor to the endless traffic jams in the main T, there are definitely many parts of FDR that I will truly miss. The most important of these memories is definitely the pep rally. Each year, Mrs. Curcio, Miss Miller, and Mrs. Burnett, along with the entire student government, made the pep rally, in my opinion, the highlight of my high school career. Of course, I'm not just saying this because of my flawless and unbeatable run in smarty pants, but because of the spirit and connection we felt, not only as a class, but as a school, that made everything worth it. But really, guys, 2 dinosaurs dancing in front of our class at pep rally was insane. Even this year, we had our future Olympian, Sarah Trainer, attend our pep rally. Again, we killed it. But let's just take a minute to talk about Sarah Trainer. I mean, we have our amazing valedictorian, Juliet, and of course, me, our salutatorian, but we are in the same class as one of the fastest girls in the nation. That is just insane to me. We all just have to accept that Sarah's going to have a better run in life than any of us will. No pun intended. Another thing I will miss about FDR are all the great teachers and staff. As students, we can attribute a lot of our success to our teachers and their endless work to make us the best we can be. I mean, this speech wouldn't even be as good as it is without my English teachers coaching me and directing my writing these past 4 years. A big thank you especially goes out to my guidance counselors, Miss Ballard and Miss Jenkinson, because the amount of time they've spent working with me and making sure I was on track is priceless. And to all my teachers, even though one day this year I went to IHOP for free pancake day, I regret it because pancakes will never fill my heart like your teaching has done. Although we missed a good chunk of our senior year, including prom, Mr. President, and senior week, I believe that this pandemic has made us stronger and more connected, not only as a local class of 2020, but as a global class of 2020. We have a story about our senior year that no one else gets to tell. And even though it is not the best case scenario, we must play the cards we are dealt and make the best of it. So as I wrap up my speech, I'd like to thank my entire family, including my mother and father, for always waking me up and calling me to school when I overslept and was 2 minutes late, and my sister, Mary Kate, for being the greatest sister I could ever ask for. Well, some days are better than others. And my friends, because without your support and encouragement, I would not be where I am today. Let's have a great rest of our graduation and an awesome summer. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt, and thank you for being great. It's now my pleasure to welcome to the podium someone that extends himself above and beyond in support of the Hyde Park Central School District and its students. Board of Education President, Mr. Jeffrey Danielson.
Good evening, graduates, family, and friends. Thank you for joining us tonight at the Hyde Park Drive-In to celebrate the 2020 graduates of FDR High School. Tonight's graduation at this drive-in is an event evidence of the events that happened so far this year. We find ourselves living in a world with uncertainty and new challenges. All of us felt the effects of a virus that has spread throughout the world. Who would have thought that we would have to wear a mask just to go to the grocery store, or would have to search for toilet paper, or hoard toilet paper, or even look for chicken, or to be asked to social distance? It has affected the last few months of your education, and it was a much different experience than you have even expected. Yet, you persisted to arrive here today. All of us has watched the video of a black man dying in a cruel and inhumane way. All of us have seen the protests and uprisings that are happening across our country. Let's remind ourselves of the words spoken by President Obama during his campaign for office. Change will not come if we wait for some other person, or if we wait for some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. There are periods in history where people in society must adapt and change to what is happening. This year is one of those times for us, especially for your generation. You find yourself faced with issues that affect humanity. How do you respond to keep the vulnerable people safe and well in the COVID-19 era present in our world? How do you respond that all youth get a good quality education in this new environment? How do we respond to make sure that people of color are treated with dignity and respect? Take time to think about what you want your community to be like. Take time to think what you will do to make that happen. You are the next generation to take up the cause of building a better world for all of us, and to make use of your education experiences here at FDR and your upbringing to form and shape your future. On behalf of the Hyde Park's Board of Education, I congratulate each of you for the accomplishments you have done and the place where you have reached to graduate. We look forward to hearing all you have to do in the future as alumni. Congratulations to you and your family.
Thank you, Mr. Danielson. Thank you for your leadership. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us now undertake a salute and dedication to our healthcare and essential workers, first responders, and members of our military services. As we celebrate the achievements of the class of 2020, let us take a moment to recognize that all of this pageantry and ceremony would not be able to take place without the sacrifices of our men and women that serve us as healthcare and essential workers, first responders, and members of our military services. These individuals that went above and beyond the call of duty, distinguishing themselves in this unprecedented health and economic crisis, and those, both past and present, those that can't be with us because they are actively involved in protecting our country, and those that thankfully are with us here today. And let us never forget their efforts on behalf of all of us. At this time, please welcome Elena Martinez, who will perform America the Beautiful.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesty above the fruited plains. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for heroes proved in liberating strife, who more than self their country loved, and mercy more than life. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for patriot dream that sees beyond the years, thine alabaster cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Thank you, Elena. Thank you for that beautiful rendition of America the Beautiful and dedication to our healthcare and essential workers, first responders, and members of our military services. That was exceptional, impressive, and excellent. Thank you, Elena. At this time, we have congratulatory remarks provided by New York State Senator Sue Serino.
Hi, I'm Senator Sue Serino, and as a Hyde Park resident myself, I am thrilled to have the opportunity to celebrate this amazing milestone with you today. Our community has been looking forward to this for so long, and while this event isn't going exactly as planned, I know it's one you'll never forget. One of the best parts of any graduation ceremony is that moment you have when you get to stop, take it all in, and feel that sense of pride. I hope you take some time today to pause and really reflect on that feeling now, because you have earned it. And that goes not only for our grads themselves, but for the parents, loved ones, and FDR educators as well, who have gone above and beyond to make this day a reality. Making it to graduation day isn't easy in the best of times, and not only have you had to overcome the obstacles you faced throughout your life to get here, now you've been handed a global pandemic. During this time, you have successfully taken on challenges most of us had never dreamed of, and through it all, you have shown an incredible ability to adapt in the face of adversity. I know that ability, that grit and determination will take you so far. Congratulations, FDR Class of 2020. We cannot wait to see where the future takes you.
Thank you, Senator Serino. It is my pleasure at this time to introduce our FDR staff's letter to our seniors.
Dear graduates,
To say congratulations on your big day does not seem like enough.
And to say that we are proud of you is an understatement.
But what we can say is that you,
Class of 2020,
are something special.
You have energized us with your thirst for knowledge.
You have challenged us with your questions and insight.
And you have awed us with your ability to adapt to change and adversity.
Your breathtaking performances have moved us to our feet.
Your artistic ability and your creativity have provoked our minds and emotions.
And your athletic achievements and dedication to your teams have wowed us beyond belief.
the knowledge that you have demonstrated
of technology
and science
is impressive.
The spirit of generosity and volunteerism you have shown is moving.
and the kindness and positivity that you have shared is touching.
While all of those things make you special, remember,
All of those things also make you a president.
And you will always be a president.
And FDR will always be a place to call home.
Ralph Waldo Emerson once said,
"What lies behind us and what lies before us
are tiny matters compared to what lies within us."
So what lies within you, class of 2020?
Well, it's quite simple.
that's the spirit of an FDR president.
Risk and challenge will undoubtedly arise.
But it's that green and gold fight
That will always get you by.
So remember, no matter where you go,
And no matter what you do,
you will always carry that president pride with you.
It's a little piece of home.
It's a little spark of spirit.
It's something we all will forever have inside.
So, from one president to another,
You've got this.
we know you do.
because you are President Strong.
Thank those who you cherish the most.
Be present in the moments that arise each day.
Treasure the memories that have made you who you are.
And look forward to a future of adventure and new beginnings.
discovery, opportunity, and excitement await you.
And the world is calling your name.
You are the future.
You are our hope.
You are an FDR president.
With love and pride, today and always.
Congratulations, seniors.
Congratulations to all our seniors and good luck to you in whatever you do.
Thank you to our FDR staff, Mrs. Curcio, and the SGO for putting that touching letter together. I greatly appreciate it. It was very well done. At this time, please welcome to the microphone for the SGO address, SGO Executive President Matthew Hoffman.
Hello, class of 2020. I'm Matt Hoffman, but I'm sure the majority of you know me as Moof. I'd like to start by thanking the staff and administration of the Hyde Park Central School District for providing me with the opportunities that have brought me to this point, as well as for some of the most fun yet important years of my life. The FDR experience, to say the least, has been transformative for me. I'd like to think that's representative for our whole class, not only on an individual level, but for all of us, because we've come far over these last 4 years. We're now 2 times Class Wars champs. We've won the Congressional App Challenge. We've been honored at the state level for athletics and music. And of course, we're Mr. Party's favorites. In 2007, I walked through the doors of North Park Elementary for the first time. Since then, I've been on a road through school with many of you. And though that road has had its fair share of bumps, whether it be the closing of Hyde Park Elementary or the cutthroat social dynamics of middle school, or of course, trying to find a class in the pods here, the one thing that was always there to help us was our peers. The class of 2020 is one of the finest classes in FDR history, and you can tell just by having a conversation with one of us. The class of 2020 has not only excelled in academics and extracurriculars, they're also socially capable, morally sound, and exemplify what it is to be a president. Over the last 4 years, we've seen some of the most radical social change in recent history due to the power of the internet. So when thinking about what our class will accomplish in the years to come, I don't think about traditional accomplishments in business, math, science, whatever it may be. I think about the leaps and bounds we will take for justice and equality in our nation. I look at all of you, I see a group of free-thinking, strong-willed individuals capable of making the changes we need, truly granting all people of our nation freedom from discrimination, organized hate, and systemic oppression. I'm not saying this will be easy. The roots of hate in our nation grow hundreds of years deep and continue to grow today. But I believe if any generation is to make the change, it is ours. The widespread support I have seen in our class is unrivaled. The solidarity I've seen shown not only by the class of 2020, but the general population of FDR is just simply inspiring. William Blake once said, "When I tell the truth, it is not for the purpose of convincing those who do not know it, but for the sake of defending those who do." I'm not expecting to stand up here and suddenly change everything that's wrong with America today. Instead, all I can hope for is this provides inspiration to act. I know not all of you may have funds to donate, time to spend, and few of you will become politicians, but the namesake of our school, FDR, once said, "Let us never forget that the government is ourselves and not an alien power over us." The ultimate rulers of democracy are not a president and senators and congressmen and government officials, but the voters of this country. The FDR class of 2020 is a group of trailblazers, not only meeting but exceeding the standards of FDR students set throughout the years. 1/3 of our class has a 90 or higher average. We're an avid showcase school, one of the best music communities in the country. We've dominated in athletics, and we've created a diverse group of clubs that celebrate culture, academics, and music, and also tackle problems like mental health issues and addiction. Throughout all of these things, we've truly shown the local community what FDR can do. The Hyde Park Central School District has something called the Profile of a Graduate. The basic idea behind this is to outline what we want students to be by the time they graduate. It reads as follows. Hyde Park graduates will be responsible individuals who respect themselves and others, self-directed lifelong learners who appreciate and understand learning, critical thinkers who can solve problems in a variety of contexts, involved citizens who demonstrate the ability to fully participate in a democratic community, effective communicators who can comprehend and express knowledge and feelings, cooperative participants who accomplish goals as a group while also appreciating individual contributions, mathematically, scientifically, and technologically competent people who can apply these skills to everyday life, and finally, culturally appreciative people who value arts and humanities and respect creative expression. Over the last 13 years, all of these things, of course green and gold, have been put into our blood and our brains. We've spent years preparing for this very moment. And whether you go to college, to trade school, into the workforce, into the military, or wherever life may take you, no matter where you are, these skills are what separates a president from the rest of the pack. I know what you're all capable of. The staff knows what you're all capable of. And the local community certainly knows what you're all capable of. It's time to go out there and show the world what makes a president a president. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Matt. As a parent says, they love all their children, and I truly love all of our graduating classes. But yes, I must admit, the class of 2020 holds a favorite spot in my heart. And yes, if you cut us, we bleed. But when you look close, as I did when I cut myself shaving this morning, there's green and gold in there. Well done, Matt. And now, please enjoy the great senior class video created by the seniors of this noteworthy class.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jake London, and I'm your Class of 2020 President.
I'm Jack Morocco, your Senior Class Vice President.
This is Gabriella Boyd, your Senior Class Secretary.
Hey everyone, I'm Dalia Campo-Rankin, your Senior Class Treasurer.
Hi, I'm Allie Ellis, your Senior Class PTSA Representative.
Hey guys, it's Rachel, your Board of Education Student Representative and Executive Council Treasurer.
Hey everybody, I'm Paige Carey, your Executive Council Secretary.
This is Dan Berger, your Executive Council Activities Director.
And I am Matthew Hoffman, your Executive Council President.
On behalf of all the student government officers, it is an honor to be with you all tonight.
Words cannot express how happy we are to be here with our classmates, family, and friends.
We finally made it, and this is our moment.
It's definitely been a year for the history books.
And this graduation is like no other.
And we've all worked so hard to get here.
And now it is our time to celebrate.
This is absolutely a special night for a special class.
We would like to start off by thanking a few people who have led us to this moment. The unwavering support and love they have shown us all is undeniable and appreciated beyond belief.
To our family, you have supported us throughout our whole journey. The amount of unconditional love you have given us is something we'll cherish forever. Thank you for always being there during our roughest and proudest moments. Many of us couldn't have done this without you by our sides.
To our friends, thank you for all the support that you've shown us over the years, for being someone we can count on through the good times and the bad, for being there for the big moments and the small. These are friendships and memories that we will cherish for the rest of our lives.
To our class advisors, Mrs. Miller, you have been our rock since the beginning. Nothing can compare to the motherly love you have given to us and the lessons you have instilled in us. Mrs. Burnett, although you haven't been with us all 4 years, you have most definitely been the greatest addition to our class. Your hard work and dedication is unmatched. Thank you both for all that you have done for us. We appreciate everything you both have done for us, and we will continue to expand on all that you have taught us throughout the years.
To our teachers and staff, you guys are so much more than teachers. You're family to us. We all look up to you and want to thank you for helping to mold us into the young men and women we've become today. You've shown us how capable we are of achieving great things. We are all grateful to have you as teachers and know you will continue to leave your amazing impact on the classes to come.
To Dr. Rychuk, whose dedication, leadership, and kindness is known by all throughout the district. Being a superintendent is not an easy job, yet you manage to do it effortlessly. We thank you for providing guidance and working harder than ever throughout these unprecedented times. The district will miss you greatly, and we wish you the best in all of your plans for the future.
To Mr. Party, for the past 4 years, our class has been so fortunate to have a principal like you in our building. You were able to create such a positive atmosphere in our school. We couldn't help but put a smile on our face each time we saw you. FDR is truly going to miss having a leader like you, and we wish you and your family the best in whatever the future holds.
At this point in time, the class would like to present our gift. The class of 2020 would love to leave their mark at FDR with something that many of us can enjoy for years to come. We are donating a bench in honor of our class, engraved with a quote, "Sometimes you will never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory," by Dr. Seuss. We hope this will become a symbol for many other students and to encourage them to sit down and enjoy every moment they have at FDR.
Well, class of 2020, we sit here tonight with a new beginning on the horizon.
There is so much uncertainty that lies ahead.
But one thing that will always be certain is that
We are
FDR.
And we always will be.
But you know what else we are?
We are
Kind. Creative.
Patient.
Curious.
Trustworthy.
Respectful.
Imaginative.
We are triumphant.
Reliable.
Proud.
Thoughtful. United.
Articulate.
Motivated.
We are persistent.
Determined. Great.
Rational.
Sensitive.
Appreciative.
We are generous.
Bright.
Selfless.
Outgoing.
Energetic.
Gracious.
Lively.
Optimistic.
Charming.
We are hardworking.
Resourceful.
Powerful.
active.
Graceful.
Compassionate.
Conscientious.
Considerate. Adventurous.
We are resilient.
Independent.
Loyal.
Supportive.
We are courageous,
Open-minded.
Dynamic. Empathetic.
Driven.
Authentic.
We are fearless.
Original.
Diligent.
Invigorated.
Strong.
Intelligent.
distinguished,
Friendly.
Loving.
Funny.
Sincere. We are confident.
resilient,
Unstoppable.
Brave.
Dependable. Hopeful. Unique.
Disciplined.
Honest. Independent.
Adaptable.
Inventive.
and that is what we are.
And that is what we will always be.
I am FDR.
You are FDR.
We are FDR.
FDR.
Thank you very much to the class of 2020. That was an excellent video. I greatly appreciate the sentiment and the thought and the execution. Very well done. Please welcome to the podium a remarkably talented, extremely brilliant individual, our valedictorian, Juliet Pearson, for the valedictorian's address.
Hello, and welcome to the faculty, administration, friends, and families of the class of 2020. Thank you for being here tonight and celebrating this remarkable achievement with us. I am honored to speak on behalf of my classmates. Tonight, I do not want to speak at you because you are my friends and equals. I only recently joined this class, and I am so grateful that the class of 2020 welcomed me and made me feel like I belong. This class is filled with some of the most kind, hardworking, generous, and ambitious people I have ever met. I am so thankful for the opportunity to have been a part of it. These past 3 months have felt unreal to me, as I am sure they have felt to most of you. No one could have predicted that our last day of school would have been on March 12th. Many of us were in a state of disarray as our world seemed to stop and change right in front of our eyes. The COVID-19 pandemic affected everyone, and although you may feel isolated and alone, we have never been more together. I would like to take this moment to thank essential workers and medical professionals who are risking their lives every day to help keep our communities safe. During these uncertain times, please reach out to those you love and take on the responsibilities required to get through this. Hold on to your hope and optimism. As stated by songwriter and activist John Lennon, everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. These past 3 years of my life were nothing I could have predicted my freshman year. I value every memory gained, lesson learned, and friendship made throughout this time. I am thankful for all the supportive teachers, coaches, friends, and family members who have shaped me into the person I am today. Reaching the end of high school does not mean you have to have your life figured out. There is no correct path throughout life, and we are at the top of the show. We are all leaving and starting a new chapter in our lives. This is the time to discover your passions and break out of what you are conventionally used to. A comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. As expressed by FDR himself, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. No matter what follows after high school, live courageously. We are all on different paths towards greatness. Grades and rank do not define you. Everyone comes from different places, and you do not know what someone else's situation is when they are not in school. It is impossible to compare yourself. We have all worked hard to get here. I know that life is filled with stress and anxiety over relationships, work, the future, and so on. In light of these stressors, please be kind. There is no cost to being kind. There is no use in using your voice to bring someone else down. Love in a world filled with hate. Love others, love strangers, love often, just love. If people could have hatred brewing inside themselves for no reason at all, you can choose to love for no reason at all. If you cannot be kind for others, at least be kind for yourself, because what you give out is what you will receive. As Sir Isaac Newton's third law of motion states, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Put positivity into the universe, and the universe will give it back to you. Be proud of your accomplishments. Remember, your self-worth is only determined by you. As expressed by Broadway performer and social activist Sierra Boggess, you are enough. You are so enough. It is unbelievable how enough you are. From your first breath to your last, you existing and living unapologetically yourself is enough. You may take others' opinions into consideration to better yourself, but never be ashamed for being you. You are the only you there is, and that is astonishing. Check in on yourself and accept that it is okay to not always be okay, and ask for help when you need it. Be considerate of others and respect their opinions. Be sure to surround yourself with people who inspire you, because that is the only way to help you inspire others. Give yourself the gift of living your life, not just existing. Allow yourself to lavish in all the joys in life, but do not cheat yourself by shielding away heartache and pain. As explained by American writer Harlan Ellison, without pain, there could be no pleasure. Without sadness, there can be no happiness. And without these, life is endless, hopeless, doomed, and damned. This school year was my greatest challenge yet. I had to combine my junior and senior years into one. With this came the most gruesome schedule I could have imagined. I failed some tests this year that I studied hours for. And when I finally got a 100 on one of them, it was the most rewarding grade I have ever received. I knew I put a large amount of effort into my work, and I realized that as long as I tried my hardest, even a failing grade was my 100%. Life is about the work you put in, not the numerical outcome. Everyone fails, and often, if you learn from it, failure can mean more than success. We are fortunate enough to live in an evolving world. We are the next generation to leave our mark. Unlike past generations, we have complete access to all the information and resources we could ever need. Technology has come so far, and we get to utilize it to better our world. Our voices can be heard and our faces seen on a larger scale than what was ever imaginable. Use your voice to speak out against any and all injustices. Help make our future one that we will be proud to live in. Please be an active part of our community and vote. Please vote. And recycle. Never be afraid to fight against what you do not agree with, because everyone is equal, regardless of race, gender, sexuality, etc. If you ever feel that you are not being granted the same level of respect and decency as another group of people, do not accept it. Fight against oppression, because your rights should be realized to their full extent. If society has unjustly deemed you with a privilege above others, recognize this privilege and use it to help others. Speak up and show up for what you believe in, because it is the only way we can assure ourselves that our tomorrow is not a reenactment of our yesterday. We are about to inherit a world filled with violence and hate, but there is also light, hope, and peace that we must highlight. There is no excuse for not educating yourself. Education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. Nelson Mandela. Be open-minded and take everything in. FDR Class of 2020. This is just the beginning, and we have so much in store for us. No matter where you are at this exact moment, you are exactly where you need to be. There is a whole world out there just waiting for us to immerse ourselves into it. Do what you can to make a better tomorrow. Be kind and courageous. Finally, never forget, once a president, always a president. Congratulations, Class of 2020. We did it.
Thank you, Juliet. I truly appreciate your words of support, kindness, courage, love, exercising your right to vote, and your emphasis on showing up. We need that. That was excellent. Well done. Thank you very much. And now, senior class advisors, Ms. Miller and Ms. Burnett, will come to the podium for the announcement of our senior graduates, starting with the honor graduates.
Jake Keikoa, London. John Francis Morocco. Gabriella Janelle Boyd. Dahlia Crystal Ocampo Rendon. Alexandra Nicole Ellis.
Rachel Lynn Perry. Paige Elizabeth Kerr. Daniel Emerson Berger. Matthew S. Hoffman. Juliet Irella Pearson.
Matthew Joseph Sweet. Lindsay Blaine Holland. Nicholas B. Moffitt. Jeremy Peter Dickinson. Stephen Justin Growlow Jr.
Robert Louis Reining. Alexander Lopez. Kyle Patrick Mulkins. Allison Villalobos. Megan Elizabeth Odell.
Brianna Marie Cave. Mona Neshawat. Natalie Ann Calazo. Daloy Jesse Vo. Zoe Elizabeth Naslow.
Rachel Marie Elizabeth Adolphson. Louis Antonio Augustin. Jenna Mousa Ahmed. Lillian Marie Algazine. Natalia Bernice Allen.
Colin Anthony Lewis Elnwick. Anasia V.A. Anderson. Brian Connor Anderson. Kayla Milan Anderson. Rachel Anderson.
Aaliyah Nicole Arroyo. David Theron Athanas. Ezra Rakin Azam. Caitlin Wanhiko Baker. Isabella Valencia Barada.
Alyssa Marie Patricia Ann Barnes. Haley J. Berrien. Darlene Maria Bertolozzi.
Benjamin Thomas Bezzi. Brittany Nicole Bigsby. Nathaniel Matthew Bogart. Mary Elizabeth Boyce.
Ryan Anthony Buccellato. Eugene Andrew Bullock. Isabella Rose Bolson. Claire Elise Burton.
Samantha Marie Campbell. Elijah Caraballo. Destiny Lorenza Aida Casanova.
Matthias Ilaro Cerrone. Anthony Ray Sestero. Jalen Chisholm. Dwight Christopher Clark. Elijah Dwayne Clark.
Zyra Hill Cooper. Clara Sophia Coppola. Tamia Simone Cox. Dylan Tyler Kraft.
Patrice May Cranston, Janelle Dinasha Crawford, Misael Cruz Hernandez, Edward Cuomo, Jacob Brett Courier,
Tracy Lynn Cusick, Nicole Joy Daly Milhado, Jalen L. Dobbin, Cody Scott Davis, Heather Lynn Davis,
Anthony John DeFelice, Kelsey Ray DeMillis, Eshwari Ursulai Dogra,
Katarina Ann Docio, Sean Douglas Doherty, Angel C. Douglas, Sierra Lynn Douglas, Peyton Michelle Duncan,
Nathaniel James Eilenberger, Caitlin Marie Elliott, Zachary John Francis Eggsman Whitman, Christina Simone Evans,
Sophia Ravat Fanek, Genevieve Lee Fouché, Danielle Brianna Foster, David Ulysses Fujita, Brianne Victoria Fulling,
Colin Jameson Gallagher, Kaylin Mary Gallinger, Kira Ann Garcia, Dominic Joseph Giammatteo, Anthony Wayne Gibson,
Melissa Ann Gonzalez, Catherine Murphy Graham, Zachary Stephen Gregson, Nicholas Anthony Gritlow,
Alexander Thomas Gross, Asher Daniel Halley, Liam Francis Halligan, Maria Grace Hart, Melanie May Hartman,
Morgan Elizabeth Hawley, Nicole Razine Hagel, Zakaya Natasha Henderson, Bella Janika Henry, Jaden David Herring,
Emily Paige Hersfeld, Miranda Elizabeth Hummel, Ellie Natalia Helton,
Erica Dominique James, Shamar Raheem James, Francisco Arturo Jerry, Cameron Sean Johnson, Gianna Nicole Johnson,
Michael Joseph Cake, Jessica Amber Cara, Juliana Christine Case, Alexander Edward Kazolius, Jason Maurice Kelly,
Aaliyah M. Klotz, Samantha Rose Kozlowski, Sandra Nibel Kazar, Skyla Sierra Lafume,
Brianna Lynn Lashke, Kenneth Carl Landers, Amani Shania Lane, Virginia Marie Lane Michaud, Hannah Paige Lasher,
Fernando Laurelis, Aileen Laura Laveriega, Crystal Laveriega, Devion Karimi Lawrence, Cheyenne S. Lawton,
Jackson LeBoeuf, Corey A. Lee, Kevin Thomas Lee, Stephanie Lee, Olivia Lene LaFair,
Lillian May Lindell,
Juan Manuel Lopez Vasquez,
Marcos J. Lopez, Pamela Ray Lopez,
Sierra A. Madison, Aaliyah Marie Grace Major, Colin Charles Mallory,
Isabel G. Malone, Robert John Mapes, Abby Rose Marino, Elena J. Martinez, Alyssa M. McCarville,
John Michael McLean, Lanaya Munaba McMahon, Alexis Michelle Melius, Veronica Mendez, Jared Mendoza Antonio,
Breland Rihanna Miles, Jessica L.P. Millen, Javon Antoine Monroe,
Corey Elizabeth Moran,
Michael D. Moran,
Ayana Marie Morris, Nicholas Michael Mungo,
Sean M. Murphy, Olivia Leah Nazak, Maggie Catherine Neely, Joseph Patrick Nesbitt,
Natalie Munther Neshwat, Jason Robert Nye, Long Bayo Nugent, Amari Jamal Nicholas,
Selena Lorna Nitzel, Benjamin Nieves, Anne Claire Noakes, Jareth Thomas Noonan, Samuel Tyler North.
Justin Scott Oberly. Madison Jade Oden. Henry Michael Ornstein.
Aiden Travis Outwater. Alana Jordan Overton. Michael John Palazzo III. Madison Elizabeth Paynessa. Hunter Joseph Stichter Parisi.
David Fillmore Parker. Justin Joseph Patsy. Joseph Tyler Pecora. Hallie Megan Peak.
Kira Lenora Joy Peterson. Niburu Sade Pittman. Sean Anthony Justin Plummer. Brandon Lee Porter.
Aaliyah Janaya Prime Floyd. Mackenzie Rose Pachansky. Alexis Lucia Quijada. Joshua Michael Rasco. Lena Maddie Rasulo.
Charlene Renee Reckenbach. Gabriella Sky Redenti. James Todd Rembis. David J. Remsberger Sunblum.
Elijah Lucas Rivera. Ramon Luis Rivera Jr. Emily June Roberts. Jennifer Hope Robertson. Veron U.D. Rodney.
Alexis Irene Rowe. Natalia Angelina Romero. Ian Stewart Ronk. Isabella Marjorie Gale Rose. Carson Isaac Ruland.
Alexia Nakota Rimpf. Joseph Anthony Sackett. Mary Beth Sadowski. Ross Edward Schultz.
Ryan David Sortino. Michael Vincent Secor. Gavin K. Shanahan. Emily Sheldon. Makai Melquan Singletary.
Marshall Alexander Slate. Emily Slobodin. Delia Nairi Smith. Gabriel Jacob Smith. Rain Ashanti Smith.
Rebecca Sarah Smith. Andrew Joseph Sorrell. Juan A. Sosa III. Trevor Satansky. Dustin Alexander Storms.
Dylan Zachariah Storms. Ryan Patrick Taylor. Sarah Margaret Trainer. Jaylyn Suzanne Twitchell.
Isaiah K. Upshur. Jose Luis Valeriano. Mia Van Tyne. Victoria Van Tyne.
Dialock Edward Vo. Michael Sergey Wajda. Landon Watson. Nicole Rose Wheeler.
Alexis Nika Williams. D'Angelo Lee Williams. Jaleel Jason Williams. Declan Matthew Winkler. Dakota Arlene Wood.
Ryan Vincent Wynn. Shari Marie Yano. Megumi Yoda. Gabriela Zapata.
Now comes a very important step. Please welcome Dr. Rychik for the presentation of the class.
Good evening again. My official duty today as Superintendent of Schools is to certify the list of graduates who are here before us. So in this capacity, with these few words, I officially present to you and hereby certify the class of 2020 as graduates of FD Roosevelt High School. Please join me in moving your tassels from the right to the left as a symbol of all your hard work. You are now no longer students, and as a proud graduate of the class of 1978, I have the pleasure of calling you my fellow alumni. Congratulations and be well.
Thank you, Dr. Rychik. Ladies and gentlemen, we are almost at a close. After I make very brief final remarks to the class, when the music plays, we will conclude this evening and return to FDR on Friday to walk the outdoor stage, receive your diploma, and take your graduation photos. Ladies and gentlemen, let me now officially present to you the graduates of the class of 2020. I have been honored to be a part of your lives as principal. FDR is part of your home, and your home is not simply a mark upon a map, any more than Eleanor was just a first lady and FDR was just a president. FDR High School and your home are the places at the center of the compass from which every arrow radiates, where the heart is fixed. It is the force that forever draws us back and encourages us onward. Remember this: we love you. I love you. We care about you. You are a part of us. Once a president, always a president. Very well done. Very well done. Continue to come home to us, and most importantly, continue to be great. Oh, and one more thing, if you would bear with me.
Bye.